Hey, all you art sweetie pies. I have some expectations and a material list to share with you for our next project, which is this little sloth guy. So you'll see here, I painted or colored rather our little sloth guy with orange, red, and yellow. Orange, red, and yellow, or red, yellow, and orange. Those are warm colors. I want you to remember that these are warm colors. I would like your sloth drawn with warm colors. In the background, you can see blue, purple, and green. I would like your background to be painted with blue, purple, and green. Or drawn, rather. Draw and paint. This materials list is not super specific. I'm telling you what I used, so if you want your artwork to look like mine, when you're finished, you can use the materials that I use, but you don't have to. So I used crayons and watercolor and pencil and a Sharpie. And that's all. Oh, also paper, obviously. But I don't care if you use marker or pencil or crayons or watercolor or anything like that. What really matters to me is the warm and cool colors. The sloth and the tree being the warm colors and the background being the cool colors. That's it. Let's get started.
Hey pals. Okay, so you'll see here I already have a nice little drawing of a sloth that I think you will like doing, and you'll find that it might be a little easier than you thought. So I'm pulling out my crayons because I'll need those. I'm also going to need my watercolors, and if you have a pencil, obviously you'll need a pencil, and if you have a Sharpie, it'd be nice to have a Sharpie or a permanent marker of any kind. So that's why I'm showing you all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to start out with this shape. It's almost like a sort of, it's like a bubble letter U, sort of stretched out. But to me, it also kind of looks like if you were to draw a shopping bag, and the shopping bag was just not very deep, you know? It didn't go very far, very long, but it's not a difficult shape to make, and it's almost the whole shape for our sloth's body. So I hope you can give that a shot. We're also going to do these little thin triangles with sort of rounded tops. And if you know anything about sloths, you'll know that they're very nice and cute, but they have these long claws really just so they can hang from trees. And then you'll see right under where we have those claws, we have the sloth's other arms because, okay, of course, other arm and other leg. Of course, our sloth doesn't just have one arm and one leg. He has 2 arms and 2 legs. So behind there, you'll see they're right there, and I'm not outlining them at that point, but I will. Doing our sloth's head, pretty easy stuff here. We're just doing, the majority of a circle around there to attach to our sloth's body, and then we're putting a little circle inside there. We are also going to do the eyes, which have different coloring than the rest of the face, so that's why we're putting that sort of different section in our Sharpie, because we're going to end up making those a slightly different color than the rest of our sloth's face. You'll see here now that we're putting in those back legs that line right up with the claws of our sloth. And then I'm showing you how I can use even a little piece of paper as a straight edge to make our tree behind our sloth nice and neat, and it doesn't even, interrupt our sloth. We can do that really nicely and easily. Of course, you can do this with a ruler, but I found a lot of kids sometimes don't know where to find a ruler in their house. And if that's the case, you can always just use a piece of paper or a folder. All you have to do is look for that nice straight edge. Now I'm doing my tree. If you would like to just copy what I did for the tree, you definitely can. That is totally fine by me. Trees can be kind of hard, but the more you do them, the easier it gets. If you want to do your own tree, do your own design. It is up to you. Here's where I'm going to go ahead and add some little lines for tree bark. And I like to do this whenever I'm doing a tree. What I would suggest is using a really light hand with this. Like, I'm not pressing very hard with my Sharpie to create these little wispy lines that will go onto our bark and make it look a little bit more real around our sloth. And now we have this nice finished design in Sharpie. It's already looking great with our Sharpie, which to me is always a good sign. You want things to look really nice before you put the colors in. All right, and now we're gonna grab the colors that we need. So you'll see here that I made some little labels. One says warm and the other is about to say cool. And I'll tell you why that is. So the warm colors are red, yellow, and orange. And you can think of those being warm colors because they're the colors of fire, which obviously keep people warm. The cool colors are green, blue, and purple. And those are kind of the colors of winter. So that's how you can try to remember that. You've got warm colors and cool colors. And the reason I'm showing these to you is because we are going to use warm colors for our sloth, but we're going to use cool colors for the background. So that's why I'm separating these two. That's really the big thing with this lesson. Even though the colors aren't really right for what we're doing, like usually trees aren't yellow, they could be yellow, and I want us to separate those colors, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so we're grabbing another warm color that we have here. We have this orange color. And I'm using the back side of my orange to try to use a wider surface to cover up my sloth. I'm going to peel off some of that paper. You can just use your crayon with the regular technique. This can be a little bit annoying to do, but I still try to do it. So it covers up the space nicely. I can get a nice, even texture, which means the crayon is sort of applied the same in all the places, and it's going to feel the same when you touch the surface of the crayon after you are done. So here's my next warm color that I'm using, orange. Gonna color in my sloth like that. Obviously, if you want to use these same sort of coloring techniques that I did, you can. You can do the eyes this color, or you could use a different warm color. Doesn't matter to me. Next, I'm going to go in with the red. We're almost done with our nice little sloth guy here. So I'm going to go and put in a nice red head for our sloth, and I think that makes him look pretty cute in the end. But I sort of wish I did red for his body and orange for his head. But of course, it really doesn't matter that much. I'm going to do his claws red too, I think. But at this point, I'm going to go in with my cool colors and start working on the background. I'm adding some little vines in here just to spice up our drawing a little bit. And those are pretty simple, just nice curvy, wavy lines. I'm adding some flowers with another cool color in our background, just big purple flowers. If you would like to add big leaves, those would also look good. It doesn't have to be flowers. It could be mostly vines, or it could be flowers or leaves or whatever. Or if you just want to do total watercolor in the background of your sloth, you can do that as well. I'm using another cool color, this is blue, to add some detail to the background. I'm adding some little wrinkles into my flowers. You can do that if you like. You can also just keep it simple. Do the 3 warm colors in with the focus of it, and the 3 cool colors in the background. You don't need to add these little details, but of course, it's up to you. I decided to speed up this next part because what I'm doing is pretty simple. Using the cool colors to color in my flowers in the background. I'm giving you a lot of freedom with the cool colors and warm colors, uh, besides the fact that I would like the warm colors to be the front and the cool colors to be the back. But coloring in those flowers, and then pretty soon I'm going to get on to doing the watercolor element, which will be another cool color in the background. Okie dokie, friends. Now that I have my nice uh, crayon in foreground, I'm going to go ahead and do my nice background with my watercolor. And I do love the crayon and watercolor combo because it makes it so easy to not disturb any of the other colors I already put down with my crayons. You can see really clearly here how little bubbles of liquid are pooling up in the places where I already put crayon down. You'll see that. And so I end up wiping those little parts away when I'm done with a paper towel, just dabbing away that kind of stuff. And you can do that too if you want to get rid of those little dots. If you like them, I mean, that is also a choice you can make. But we're just about done here. And I'm feeling really excited about seeing your work because you all always do such a good job. And I think it's going to be awesome. Here I go with my paper towel. Like I said before, you can do this or not do this. Doesn't matter to me. But with that note, we are at the end of our project. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy this, and I will talk to you soon. Bye bye.